Hi there. If you've ever opened Blender and thought, what on earth is going on here? I can't learn this, this is too complicated, you're in the right place. I'm Eddie, I'm a professional 3D designer, and I've put together what's probably one of the most complete step-by-step Blender courses on YouTube. It's over 35 hours long with 70 plus lessons, all designed to take things slowly and clearly and without the confusion. I'm not going to rush you, I'm not going to skip steps, and I'm definitely not going to leave you pausing every 5 seconds thinking, wait, what did he just say? We'll keep things simple, really simple. So if other tutorials have felt too fast or overwhelming, please stick around. We're going to learn Blender together by creating this classic Land Rover and environment. Hello and welcome to lecture 79. And in this one I want to go ahead and do the ignition key in the middle of here, in the middle of this disk. So that's what we're going to have a go at. So we have the actual key, and then we have this weird thing. I don't know what you call it. You call it whatever you want. I'll call it a doohickey. That's what I'll call it. But yeah, you call it whatever you want. So we'll give that a go, and I think just because I think it'll look good, I think we'll put a little chain in the key as well. And yeah, so let's have a go at that. So let's press Shift A and let's bring in a cylinder. What should we do on the vertices? I'm going to up them a little bit. I'm going to make it about a 44. And leave the cap fill on N-gon, and let's bring this over away from the car. Whoops. Okay, so let's tap into edit mode on this one, and let's grab the top here and then bring this down to, let's call it about there, like that. Let's press 2, grab an edge, type Control R, bring in a loop, and take it up a little bit so it covers about 2/3, I'd say. Yeah, that looks good. Let's press 3 again so we can select a face, grab this one and hit S and scale this in to get that kind of beveled part that you can see there. And now let's press 3 to get an orthographic view of the side. And let's select some faces. So I'll grab this one, this one, this one, and this one. And once we've got those, let's extrude them out in the X. So EX, and pull those out to somewhere there, like that. Okay, now what? Let's grab this face and this face, all 4 of these faces, and let's press S for scale, and X and 0 to make those all level with each other. And there we go, let's do that. And now let's grab this edge here, so I'll press 2 on the keyboard, grab this edge here, press Control R, and bring in a loop like this, and bring the loop back a little bit like this. With it still selected, let's hit S and just scale this in to something like that. And yeah, that's cool. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's hold down Alt and grab this edge here. Let's right click and let's dissolve that edge. We don't need that one anymore. And now let's grab this edge here. Actually, while we're here, let's hold down Alt and grab this edge too. Oh, that's too much. Let's just grab from there and then select these edges. I don't want to take all of it, I just want to take those. So let's right click and dissolve those edges as well. So we end up with that little fishtail on the end. Okay, now let's grab this one and let's grab this one. And let's press Control B and let's bevel those. Scroll the mouse wheel to add some extra vertices to that and bring those into each other. And I put 6 segments in that, and I think that's good. Let's grab this one here now and hold Shift and grab this one, and again press Control B and let's bevel these 2. And yeah, that's given a nice effect. That's kind of what we're seeing there. Okay, I want to get rid of these vertices, these edges here now though, because when we put a bevel on some of these edges, I think that may cause us problems. So yeah, let's see if we can get rid of some of those. So I'll grab these, holding down shift and just clicking on each one. Got those, and then deselect that one there too. Don't want to lose those. There we go. And let's right click and let's dissolve those edges. And let's do the same on this side too. Those ones as well. Got those, and let's right click and dissolve those edges. And there we go, that's cool. Let's press Control 3 now, so we go to the other side, and let's press 3 on the keyboard so we can select some faces. And let's grab this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one, this one, this one, and this one. And let's extrude that out in the X. Bring that forward to something like that. That looks good to me. Okay, with all those 4 faces selected, let's press S, X, and then 0 to level that selection. And now let's also, while we've still got them selected, press S again, and now Y, and let's pinch that together. Like that. Okay. Let's actually press 2 now so we can select some edges. Hold Alt and grab that loop there like that. Hold Shift and Alt and grab these other 2 loops. So we've got all of those, and let's go ahead and dissolve those as well. Let's grab this edge here now, and let's bring this down until it's touching there like that. Bring it up slightly to about there. Let's go to vertices selection now. Let's grab this one here. Hold Shift, grab this one here, right click, and let's merge the vertices at last. Do the same on this one. There we go. That's cool. We can actually press 2 now, grab this edge, and just take it down a little bit further again. And then maybe press 3, grab this face, and scale it down in the Y a little bit more. Bring that to a bit more of a point again. And cool, that's kind of got the shape that we're after. So now let's play around with trying to soften this. So let's tap out of edit mode. And the scale is all correct because we've never actually scaled it. So let's have a look at what happens with a subdivision surface modifier. So let's go over to modifiers. Actually, before we do that, there is actually a raised area in the middle here where the key actually goes in. So let's tackle that. So let's go back into edit mode for a minute. Sorry about that, folks. Let's press 3 so we can select faces. Grab this one, hit I, and bring it in a little bit like this. And then hit I again and bring it in a little bit more like that. Let's press Alt and then grab this one here and let's extrude that down in the Z. So E and Z, and then bring that down to create something like that. And then we can actually then grab this middle face here and just pull it up a little bit to there like that. That's cool. Okay, let's tap out of edit mode, and that's got the kind of effect that I wanted to get there. And now let's try for a subdivision surface modifier. We may not use it, but let's see what effect we get. Do I like that? I don't think I do. I think add one more to it, and then I'll shade auto smooth. And no, I don't think it's something we want to do. It looks too much like a teapot. So I'll scrap that. Okay, I want to add a bevel modifier to this, but before I do, let's see if we can simplify the mesh a little bit. So let's tap back into edit mode again and see if there's anything we can do to just reduce the mesh. Let's grab this face here actually, and this one, and let's go ahead and delete those faces. I don't think we need those. And let's press 2 now so we can select some edges. And let's grab this one here, and this one here, and this one here, and let's go ahead and dissolve those edges and see what we get. And that's going to help a little bit. And let's grab this one too, and let's dissolve that edge too. I think that's probably all we can do to help this. Let's go ahead now and see what we can do with the bevel modifier. So let's tap out of edit mode again. And let's go ahead and shade auto smooth, and let's turn this up and see what we get. Okay, that's already helped quite a bit. So that's quite a lot better already. And let's see what that looks like. Maybe we turn that down slightly. I'll go over here to object data properties, go down to normals, and just bring this down a little bit. Maybe to around the 70 mark, and we'll leave it there like that. Okay, let's see if we can add a bevel modifier to this now. That looks pretty good now. I'm liking that. We could actually increase the segments to 2, and that's actually made that look pretty darn good. I'm going to go ahead and accept that. There we go. Okay, so now that we've done that, let's see if we can add a key to this next. So let's tap into edit mode again, and let's make sure we can select faces. Grab this face here, press Shift S, and cursor to the selected. And now let's tap out of edit mode. Let's press Shift A, and let's bring in a cylinder. And let's reduce the vertices a bit to maybe 32. And end cap, we'll use a cap fill type, we'll use N-gon. Let's scale this down in the Z, so SZ, and bring this down quite a bit. Something like that, and then take it up. And then rotate it in the X, so RX, 90, enter. Let's see what the scale's like on that. Let's scale it down a bit more to something like that, and we'll take it up some ways. There we go, that's pretty good. Let's take it down a bit to about there. Let's tap into edit mode on that, and let's grab maybe this face here, hold control, and grab this one here. Yep, that should be good. Now let's extrude that down in the Z, so E and Z, and bring those down, just something like that. And now let's press SZ0 to straighten all those faces. And now, whoops, let's press SX to scale it just in the X-axis, do something like this. Okay, for some reason it seems to have gone curved again. So let's scale that back in the Z, so SZ0, enter. And now let's take that down. And now let's extrude it down in the Z, so E and Z, and just bring that down till it's inside the ignition like that. And yeah, that's cool. That's what we want. Okay. Let's actually grab this face here now, and this face here. And let's press I, and inset that sum to something like that. And now let's press E again. And now let's press Y, and press S, and scale that in to get something like that. A bit of a lip on that edge, like you do see on some keys. Okay, let's tap out of edit mode on this one. And let's adjust the scale. So let's press Ctrl A and apply rotation and scale. And let's try a shade auto smooth. And let's reduce our angle tolerance back down to about 30. There we go. Cool. I left it about 40, but that's fine. Okay, so let's try a bevel modifier on this now. And see what we get. Maybe we try increasing this 1 to a 2. Enter. And see what we get. And try increasing the segments a bit. And I'm happy with that. That looks good to me. So I'll go ahead and apply that. Okay. So the next thing I want to do is tap into edit mode on that. and grab this face here and hold shift and grab this face here and press Shift S and bring the cursor to the selected. And let's tap out of edit mode, press Shift A, and let's bring in another cylinder. I'll take the vertices down to around 28, hit scale and bring it down. And let's rotate it. So X90, enter. And now take that up to the top like that. That's cool. That's what we want. Okay, let's tap on the key itself again and we'll add modifier. And we'll add a Boolean modifier and we'll grab this little eyedropper and click it onto this little cylinder like this. And then we'll go ahead and apply this. There we go. Let's delete the cylinder now it's done its job and see what we got. And that's what we want. We can actually do a new shade auto smooth just to clean up that inside edge. Okay, all right. Now that that's done, let's tap back into edit mode on this key. Let's press 2 to select edges. And let's grab this outer edge here. So we'll press Alt and then we'll grab this edge like this. Well, that's close enough what we want. And we'll press Shift S and we'll bring cursor to the selected. And that's close enough. Okay, the next thing I want to do is actually bring in a sphere. So let's press Shift A. Well, let's tap out of edit mode first. And let's press Shift A. And let's bring in a UV sphere. Let's reduce segments to maybe 14 and reduce rings to about 7. Actually, 7's a little low. I'll go 8 to make that sort of evenish. And I'll accept that and I'll do a shade auto smooth on that. And that's fine, but it's a little on the big side, so let's grab it and scale it down. So it fits inside that hole with a little bit of spare. Scale it up a little bit more, and that's good, just like that. Okay, so yeah, we're going to create a little keychain on this. Just a small one, nothing too big. So the next thing I want to do is press Shift A. And I want to bring in a curve and I want to bring in a circle. Let's bring this circle down to there like that. That's good. And now let's also right click on it and set the origin to the 3D cursor. And now let's scale that down in the Y. So we'll press S and Y and just bring this down to give this a bit more of an oval shape. Something like that. Let's actually scale it down a little bit in the X. So SX and just bring that down a little bit more like that. That's what we want. I think that's pretty cool now. Okay. Now that we've done that, let's correct some scales. So let's correct the scale on the sphere. So Control A and apply rotation and scale. Grab this little curve and Control A and apply rotation and scale. Okay, now we've got those two items. What I want to do is grab the sphere and I want to add to it a modifier and I want to use a generate and I want to use an array modifier. Now with the array modifier we've used before, and all we're going to do as we stand is actually just increase and align in either the X, the Y or the Z, but this time I want it to follow this curve. So we go from fixed count to fit to curve, and we're going to use this little eyedropper and we're going to click on this like this. But that's not enough for it to work just yet. All we know is it's made enough spheres to be able to go right around this curve, but we still need to apply it to this curve. But we can do that. So if we add a new modifier, and this time we go to deform, which is a new place for us, and we add a curve. Now make sure that this curve modifier is underneath our array modifier, which it is. and then grab this little eyedropper here and click it on this curve. And there we go. That's worked for us. So we got it sort of just blending in a little bit there. Not sure I like that. So let's see what we can do with that. So 9, it's still doing it. 8 is looking a little bit compacted. So I reckon we will go 9. Let's try 9.2. Whoops. 0.92, enter. Okay, let's try 9.5, and we'll get this right in a minute. Okay, let's try 9.9. Enter. And that's pretty good. Let's join them up. There's this little bit of something there. Can we do something with that? Could put a 5 there, see how that looks. It's somewhere in the middle there, isn't it? Let's try putting that at 8.5. And that's cool. 0.985, and that's cool. That's looking good. That looks a cool little link, done easily, and that's cool. So let's apply that. So with a stack of modifiers like we've got here, let's apply from the top. So we'll apply the array modifier first, apply that one, and now apply the curve modifier. And that's cool. Okay. What we could do with this now actually is we could grab this array of chains here, and we can actually press Z, and we could go into wireframe, and we could actually grab this curve as well. And then we could grab this key, and we can press Ctrl J and link those all together. There we go. Let's go back into solid mode and see how that looks. And yeah, that looks cool. Okay, let's grab these two items now then. And let's press 3 on the numpad to see this from here. And let's just press S and scale this all down. And we've left the curve there, but actually that's all right. I don't think we need that curve anymore. We'll bring it back. And we'll press R and we'll rotate it and hold Control to get that into the 90. There we go. And now let's also press Ctrl 3 to see this from the back. Sorry, Ctrl 1. And let's rotate this again. And hold Control and just snap it to the 90. There we go. What we could do now actually is we could grab this little piece here. With those all selected, we could hit the slash key on the numpad. Go back to Ctrl 1 and let's see what we can do. Grab these ones, hit S and scale it down. And bring it into position. Zoom in on that a bit and see what we got. Take it back and fit it to the surface. Maybe we just grab this key as well and take it forward a little bit until it clears that like that. That looks all right. So we need to, by the look of it now, just add a little sort of shaft for this, just to make it look about right, because at the moment it's kind of floating and that looks a bit weird. So let's grab this one here now, and let's press Shift S and cursor to the selected. Let's press Shift A and mesh and cylinder. We'll reduce this quite a lot to about 16. Hit S and scale this down. Rotate it on the X, so RX 90, enter. And let's go ahead and take that in and scale that down in the Y, so SY, and bring that down. And now maybe just scale that up a little bit. And scale it down in the Y, SY. And maybe take it up again, scale up again. Until that looks about right. Let's right click on it and shade auto smooth. And there we go, that's fine, that looks good now. That makes sense. Alright, that's cool. Let's hit the slash key and bring everything back and see how that looks. Is it a little bit big? It might still be a little bit big. I'm going to grab this, and I'm going to hit S and scale it down some more. Oh yeah, it was definitely too big. It needs to be inside that. Maybe I was actually wasting my time with that. Let's take this back now. Got that all wrong. Let's grab this and take that back in. Oh yeah, that was the way it's supposed to go. That's way better. Okay, let's delete this. That was just not needed. And there we go. We have our chain. We have our little keychain there. That's cool. And we got our ignition key, and we got this little doohickey. All right, that looks good. We could, if you want to, you could rotate that round 90 degrees, and then rotate this one back around the other way. But I think I'm happy with that one, so I'll leave it. All right, so let's do a save. So we'll press Control S. So I just want to take a sec to talk about my website. If you're enjoying this tutorial and you like my take it steady, keep it simple approach, then why not head over to my website. There you can explore a range of courses I've created, including architectural visualizations and animation courses for Blender, or interior design courses learning to make photorealistic renders and animations specifically for Blender. If you're interested in learning AutoCAD, the most popular 2D design software in the industry, I've got you covered with a comprehensive course on that too. Plus, you'll get sneak peeks of upcoming courses so you can stay ahead of the game. To check it out, just click on the link in the description below and don't forget to use the discount code 20OFF to get, you've guessed it, 20% off all my courses. So now, let's get back to the tutorial. Thanks very much. Hello and welcome to lecture 80. And in this lecture, let's see if we can finish off this instrument panel. So actually I've got a better image here to show you, which is this one. And what I want to do with this one is I want to bring in these three lights here. And then these brass slotted screws, got 4 of those to bring in. And in this case, I think I'm going to ignore these 2 little things here. But I am going to bring in this sort of pull switch. I'm going to model this as well. So let's see what we can do with this. Let's grab this item, and this one, this one, this one, and this one. And let's hit the / on the num key to isolate them. Let's grab this piece, and let's tap into edit mode. And let's press 3 on the keyboard, grab this one and press Shift S, and cursor to the selected. Let's tap out of edit mode again and press Shift A, and let's bring in a cylinder, and let's keep the vertices actually pretty high. Let's keep them at 32, and let's go ahead and scale that down. Let's rotate that in the X, so RX 90, enter. And let's press Ctrl 1 to get an orthographic view so we can get the actual scale that we want for this. Let's scale that down until we think the size is about right. And I would say that is about right like that. So I'm actually going to scale this down now in the Y, so SY, bring this down quite a lot to about that, and then take that back to its touching. There we go, that's cool. Okay, let's tap into edit mode on this one. Grab this surface here now and hit S and scale this down. Get that sort of beveled edge on the outside. Let's hit S and scale it a bit more. And now let's press I and inset it. And now let's extrude that back on the Y axis. So E and Y, and take this back to something like this. And hit S and scale this in to something like that. And that's cool. Okay, let's tap out of edit mode and let's fix the scale. So press Ctrl A and apply rotation and scale. And let's actually add a modifier to this now. So we will add a bevel modifier to it and increase the segments by 2. And that's cool. We'll go ahead and apply that. And we'll shade auto smooth on this and see what we get. And yeah, that's cool. I think with this selected, let's press Shift S and bring cursor to this selected. And now let's press Shift A and let's bring in a cube and scale this down. Let's scale it down some more. And bring this forward. And scale this up in the X. Press X and scale up a bit more. And there we go. Let's actually make this a bit bigger in the Y-axis. So press SY and extrude this out. And then maybe press SZ and just flatten this out as well. And maybe take it back a bit more to something like that. And that's cool. That's what we want. Okay, let's check the scales on these things. That one's good. And this one, of course, we need to fix. So Control A, apply rotation and scale. Let's grab this item on its own again now. And let's add a Boolean modifier. Let's grab this object dropper and drop it on this little thing here like this. Let's grab this one now and just hide it for a minute. Make sure it's worked, and it has. So that's cool. Let's bring it back and grab this one and apply this modifier. Let's grab this one again and we can go ahead and delete it. We're done with that. All right, that's cool. That's what we want. Okay, let's tap back into edit mode on this one now. And let's grab this face here. And let's go ahead and bring it forward slightly. And let's press I. Oh no, sorry. Let's press E and Y and bring this forward slightly. Hit S and scale it in. That's it. And we'll press E and S and Y, sorry. Bring it forward. Let's try that again. Bring that forward, hit S and scale that in. Try and get it right this time. Press E and Y. Bring that forward, hit S and scale that in. See what that looks. Maybe I'll take it back a little bit. And I'll press E and Y and bring it forward just a little bit. Hit S and scale that in. And see what that looks like. And maybe one last time, E and S and Y, sorry. Bring that forward, hit S and scale that in. Okay, I think I've made a mistake there. I think I've got a double extrusion there. So that's my fault. So ignore what I do for a sec. I'm just going to press Control Z and bring that out again. There we go. And I'll hit S and I'll scale that in. Maybe take that back a little bit. There we go. And I'll try this again. I'll press E and Y and bring this forward. Hit S. And bring that in like this. And take it back. And there we go. I got there in the end. Sorry about the hold up there, folks. Okay, let's see what that looks like. And yeah, I'm happy with that. That's pretty darn cool. Okay, let's press Control 1. Let's grab this item here and let's press Shift D and Z and bring a copy down to there like that. And let's press Shift D and X and bring a copy across to there like that. Okay, so now we've done the lights. Let's see if we can do these little brass screws. So first of all, let's bring the cursor to the selected. So let's grab this dashboard again. And let's press Shift S and cursor to the selected. And let's press Shift A. And let's bring in a UV sphere. And let's make the segments around 28. And I'll leave the rings at about that. Let's bring it away from the dash for a minute. Press 3 on the numpad to get an orthographic view. Tap into edit mode and press Z and go into wireframe. And let's press 3 so we can select faces. We'll grab all these lower faces like this. Press X and delete those faces. That's cool. Let's go back to solid and tap out of edit mode for a minute and scale it down in the Z to flatten it out. Do something like that. That's cool. Okay, let's tap back into edit mode. Press 1 for vertices selection. Grab that middle vertices like that. Press Shift S and cursor to the selected. And now let's tap out of edit mode and press Shift A. And let's go ahead and bring in a cube. And let's go ahead and scale that down. Let's scale it up in the Y. And some more on that maybe. So SY and bring that out some more like that. Maybe we scale it up in the Z, so SZ. Bring that out like this and scale it down in the X, so SX. And flatten that out a bit like that. Oh, and there we go. That's what we want. Let's grab this one now and look at the scale, and it's out, so I'll press Control A and apply rotation and scale. And grab this one, Control A and apply rotation and scale. Grab this one again, add modifier, and we'll use a Boolean modifier. And grab this little eyedropper and drop it on this one like this. Let's grab this one and hide it for a minute and see what we got. And there we've got a nice little slot in this. So let's grab this and apply this Boolean modifier. And then we could bring back this cube and just go ahead and delete it. We're done with that now. Okay, that's cool. So these little screws have got this little edge on them like this. So let's see what we can do for that. So let's tap back into edit mode and press the 2 to select edges. Hold Alt and grab this edge like this. Press E and then S and scale that out a little bit like that. And now press E and Z and bring that down. And that's cool. That's what we want. Let's tap back out of edit mode. And let's go ahead and shade auto smooth and see what we get. And I'm happy with that. Let's rotate that in the X, 90, enter. And that's the wrong way. So let's try that again. RX 180, enter. And press Control 1 to see this now in a nice orthographic view. And of course, let's scale that down. And let's go ahead and bring that forward. So we'll just slide that forward on the Y-axis like this. Go back to Control 1. And let's go ahead and scale that down. And maybe bring that up. And maybe bring that over. Bring it down. Maybe rotate it. And bring a copy down now in the Z-axis. So Shift D and Z and bring a copy down to there, and maybe rotate that one as well. Okay, let's grab both of these now. And let's press Shift D and X and bring a copy over now to here like this. Okay, let's make sure that those are actually on the instrument panel now. So we'll grab all those screws. And let's take them back on the Y-axis until they're fitting nicely. And there we go. That's what we want. That's cool. Okay, let's grab this one again now and press Shift S and bring the cursor back to the instrument panel. And what should we bring in this time to do this little thing here? Let's bring in a cylinder. So press Shift A, mesh, and let's bring in a cylinder. And we'll bring the vertices down to about 28. Hit S and scale this down. Let's rotate that in the X-axis. So RX 90, enter. And let's bring this over to about here like this. And of course, let's scale that down. And bring it forward to something like that. Let's see if the size is about right on that. And I think I just want to scale it up a bit. So I'll hit S and scale it up to something like that. Okay, I'm going to tap into edit mode on that one. And I'm going to press 3 so I can select faces, grab that face there, hit I, and now inset this to something like that. Going to hit the decimal point and numpad just to recenter the viewport. And now I'm going to extrude that in the Y. So I'm going to press E and Y and bring that forward like this. To something like that, maybe. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, with that done now, I'm going to press E for extrude and S and just scale this up quite a lot now to something like this. And I'm going to press E and Y and bring a copy forward, or extrude forward now on the Y axis to something like this. Now I'm going to press E and Y again, bring that forward slightly, hit S and scale this up. And press E and Y and bring that forward, hit S and scale this up. And maybe another time, EY, hit S, scale this up. And maybe just one more. So EY, bring this forward, and S, and scale this up. Maybe scale that down slightly now. There we go. Now I'll press E and Y and bring a copy forward now to about there. And we kind of reverse it now to just close it in. So I'll press E and Y and bring a copy forward to only about there. Hit S and scale that in. And press E and Y and bring a copy forward. Hit S and scale that in. And press E and Y and bring that forward. Hit S and scale that in. That's looking good. And press E and Y, bring it forward a bit. S and scale that in. And we'll repeat that a few more times. One more time, maybe. And there we go. That's cool. That's the plunger. Looking good. That's what we want. Okay, I'm going to tap out of edit mode on this one, see what we got. And let's go ahead and clean up the scale. So press Ctrl A and apply rotation and scale. And let's go ahead and shade auto smooth on this. And let's go ahead and add a bevel modifier. Increase the segments to 2. And that's not exactly what I want because I don't want a bevel there. So I'm not going to accept that. I'm actually going to delete that bevel modifier. And yeah, what can we do? Let's tap into edit mode again. And let's press 2 to select edges. Hold Alt, grab this edge here, press Ctrl B and bevel that edge. Something like that. And then maybe just increase the segments to something like 3. And we'll do the same here. Ctrl B, bevel that one. And that's cool. I think the other thing I'm actually going to do is I'm going to grab that edge there, press Ctrl R, put a loop in there, and then bring this loop into something like this. And I'm going to press 3 so I can select faces, press down Alt, and select that entire ring like that. And now extrude that back in the Y. So E and Y, and take that back like this to create a little groove there to give the impression that they're not the same. That's cool. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, so let's now grab edges again and hold Alt, grab this one, and let's press Ctrl B and put a bevel on this one. something like that. And let's also press Alt, I'll hold down, I'll grab this one, press Control B, and put a slight bevel on this one. Reduce the segments on this one to 2. And there we go. That's what I want. That's cool. Okay, let's tap out of edit mode in this one, and that looks way better. That's what we want as an effect. Okay, I'll hit the / key and bring everything back. I think as well, I'm not completely happy with this key. I do want to rotate it after all. So I'm just going to grab this little bit on its own now. And I'm going to press R and rotate that. Whoops, what's going on with that? Let's actually correct the scale on that. So let's press Control A and apply rotation and scale. And now let's press R for rotate. And let's rotate it in the Y-axis. And now swing that round to something like that. That's better. Yeah, that's more like it. Okay, that's what I want to do. Actually, now let's bring the windscreen back so we can get an impression of everything and see how it looks. And that's our instrument panel finished. And in the next lecture, we're going to go ahead and start. Let me see if we can bring an image back in again. And let's bring this one in. Let's go ahead and do this little grab bar which runs all the way along the dashboard. So I think we'll do that in the next lecture. So I'll see you then. Thanks very much. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this helpful, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you want to see more tutorials just like this, be sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you can get notified when new content drops. You can also check out my channel for more episodes of this series, or you can head over to my website to explore my full range of courses. Okay, thanks so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye for now.